2 minutes. One minute.
Hey, Tiffany?
Yes.
Can you let TJ know through Evie or whoever that our internet feed is checked out like you told us? And we sent him a text. He's not responding. I don't know what's going on.
He just got into a break.
Okay. Thanks.
But I'll let him know.
Okay. Thank you.
$30. $5.
30. Hold us to get another 30, please, or a minute. Make it a minute. We're trying to get our internet back up.
1 minute.
Thank you.
You always have internet. The stream's on. $30. $10. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Brian Urlacher Field in beautiful Lovington, New Mexico. 36-12, your score. The Eagles all over the Lovington Wildcats. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
It's like the 4th of July here at Wildcat Stadium. We got the fireworks firing up for the Wildcats, the home team. They're still not out to the field yet. Get ready to start the 3-minute warm-up, and they're holding the clock right now to get them back out on the field. And, boy, Coach, already 9 o'clock, and we're still at halftime.
Yeah, and the referees are sitting there going, why aren't you rolling the clock? You know, it's convenient that the home clock guy holds it for his team.
So we've been on the air for about 2 hours now, and 2 more quarters of football. I don't know, what do you think Coach Stevens is talking about or was talking about at halftime? I know we had a kind of a lackluster start for the Eagles in the first quarter, but things started to pick up a little bit. Kind of a lull there for a while. We haven't had a lot of offensive plays. We've scored on some big ones, but the rest, we haven't had a lot of reps out there in terms of the offense.
He's a nicer guy than I am. I know he's in there and he's coaching and he's talking and he's teaching and everything else. When, you know, I'd probably be the one butt chewing at this point, but really, they've recovered well. You know, they've finally settled down and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And he's probably going to harp and tell them that that's what you need to do. Okay, second quarter, much better. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Let's not do this again. And that's going to be the biggest thing going forward is now we've got that lesson. If you come out flat, this is what happens. And so we're going to teach that lesson. We're going to learn from that lesson. We're not going to do that again.
And, of course, Lovington has not been able to connect enough on their passing game. 10 of 30. I mean, that's 10 receptions, not horrible, but 30 attempts when guys were open down the field and really some time to throw the football just a little bit too far.
Yeah, but, you know, Hobbs is dropping, 7-8 men into coverage, too. They've had 3-man rushes, 4-man rushes most of the game. They blitzed a couple of times toward the end of the second quarter, very effectively, I might add, with C.J. Romero. But for the most part, we've had huge numbers in defensive coverage.
Coach, of course, next week the Eagles will be at home for the homecoming matchup with Rio Rancho. And if you look at the top of the Max Preps poll right now, Cleveland, La Cueva, and Centennial all have 2-1 records. Cleveland beat Centennial 38-35. La Cueva beat Cleveland 33-29, and Centennial beat La Cueva 28-21. So kind of like back and forth going on there. Hobbs, one team that's undefeated, they stuck them at 4th at 3-0. Rio Rancho, who's playing Hobbs this coming week, 2-1 record at number 5. Volcano Vista, who knocked off Carlsbad last week, 3-0, and Siebel at 3-0. Boy, a logjam at the top 7 right now.
Yeah, it's going to shake itself out. We're still early in the season, still learning about it. But, yeah, it seems like those top 3 teams are playing rock, paper, scissors, and nobody won. You got 3 teams that could all be number 1, but they all have 1 loss. And here's these other teams that haven't got a loss, but they really hadn't played tough opponents yet. So you're just trying to feel the whole thing out.
Lovington next week will be home again here on the blue turf, taking on Denver City, Texas. The Mustangs coming from the West Texas side. Right now, Lovington's sitting at number 5, even with an 0-3 record. Of course, defending state champ doesn't hurt that at all. But Portales from their district, 3-0 at the top. And also Academy's also in their district at 3-0. They're second. Bloomfield third at undefeated 3-0, and Silver at number 4 at 3-0. So you're looking at 3 teams, 2 in the top 5 and 1 in the 10 number there for the Lovington district. But, you got to think that these tough games that they played against 5As and 6As and a team out of Texas and Seminole, that's going to get you prepared for the district schedule. And then Denver City, too, is no slouch.
Yeah, no, not at all. And actually there's 3 teams in the top 5 because you're not counting Lovington in that 5.
There you go.
And so it's a really tough district. I mean, it's whoever comes out of that district may be a favorite to win state.
How much pressure is it for a championship team to return to the same situation, especially when you lose some of your key players?
Well, in any community, when you win, you expect winning, and that's something Lovington's done a whole lot of here over the years. So yeah, they're going to expect you to win, and that puts that pressure on. But it's going to come. It's going to go. Sometimes you're going to have that wave of athletes that come through, and sometimes you're going to have to play in your tradition and your coaching. And, you rebuild, you reload. This is just one of those seasons they've got to figure it out.
Of course, Aranda did play last year against the Eagles, threw for 86 yards, rushed for 15, was the quarterback in some of the game. And, of course, Wyatt Gomez was the other quarterback. He's still on the roster as well. So some guys leaving, though, with some tough names to lose off the roster. Of course, Isaac Henson, Tate Hilliard, and a couple other guys, too, from that championship squad on the offensive side. So some shoes to fill, and right now the score 36-12. Get ready for the second half kickoff. The Eagles will be doing the chore right to left on the radio dial as we're ready for second half action. Here comes the kick from the 40, keeping it on the ground. A couple of hops, rolls to the near side and picked up on the right hash, brought up for the 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, to the 50 and run out of bounds right in front of the Lovington bench on the near right. So big position on the field once again. We've been seeing that from both teams. They've been pretty much having their way. They want it near midfield for much of this ball game. And that will get Lovington started. Looks like it's going to be at the 50-yard line, possibly right on the 50. It's a return coming from that number 6 that we've been trying to get the name on for the last half.
Yeah, Sol Armandatis on the tackle there. He dragged him down. He was the last man to beat.
Actually, it might have been Matthew Garcia. I think number 7 was the man that got corralled out of bounds. But they're going to put it right at the 50-yard line for the Wildcats, who trail by 24 on the right hash. Listening live to Hobbs Eagle Football, Cole 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube Hobbs Sports page. Aranda waiting for the shotgun, puts a man in motion right to left, fake the handoff. He'll take it up the middle, try to get some gap there, and angles left and brought down quickly after a 2-yard pickup and got a couple bear hugs over the top.
Yeah, and he had 2 fakes and then had to keep himself, and he was waiting for the blocks to develop, but they just didn't do it.
2 yards on the carry for Aranda. That's 5 for 15 so far for him, 3 a pop into Eagle territory at the 48. Just underway here in the third quarter. Yeah, next week we'll have homecoming action, 6:45 pregame, kickoff at 7 against Rio Rancho. Team coming from the northern or central part of the state, of course. Well, those teams don't get to travel that much, but of course Cleveland and Rio Rancho, some of the best in the state. Cleveland at number 1. Second down and 8 for the Wildcats of the Eagle 48, twins left and right. Ronda back at shotgun, has a back with him, and that is Ochoa. Back to pass, throws it on the curl route, caught at the 42, and then brought back to the 45. The Eagles pushing back a little bit quick. They're going to probably get forward progress, so they'll give it out to the 43-yard line.
If memory serves, there was Cleveland teams in the state championship last year.
Yeah, yep, definitely the case there. And let's see how many yards they give on that one. 8 on the reception for the Wildcats as they complete that to Ochoa. He's got 3 catches now for 31 yards. That's the 11th reception for the Blue and Whites. 3rd down and 3 now at the 43 of the Hobbs Eagles.
Got a score coming in. Giles finished Dexter in the third quarter 50-0. Eunice over Hot Springs 49-13. That's in the third.
That'd be a mercy roller going on right there with 36-point lead for Eunice. 3rd down and 3 now for the Wildcats at the Eagle 43. Twins right and left. Man in motion from the right to left side. Go with the handoff. Angling right to the 45 and it brought across to the 44. That's back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe you lost a yard in the play.
Andre Alvarado on the tackle. First time I've seen him in the game today.
So it's going to bring up a 4th down situation for the Wildcats, although they are in Hobbs territory at the 43-yard line. So that's going to be, looks like 4th and about 3.5 for the Wildcats. That carry looked like that was Garcia that time with no gain on the play. 2 carries for 9 yards. Rondo will stop back in shotgun. Send 2 receivers left and right side. And gets the nose area for the Eagles jump a little bit, but didn't cross the neutral zone, so that will not be a penalty. 4 in the front box for the Eagle D. Long snap count for Ronda. Back to pass, 3-step drop. Throws it out in the right flat, but short. And could have been a pick 6 there. Very close that time. The Eagles reading that when it hit the turf first, though.
Yeah, and I think Singleton wanted that. If he had thrown it on target, Singleton would have been in front of it.
So incomplete on that one. That will end the downs. 3rd give over on downs for the Wildcats on the incomplete pass. And that will give it back to the Eagles. And good field position at the, looks like they're going to retract the football here at the 44-yard line. 9:13 remaining here in the third quarter. Hobbs up 36-12 over Lovington. Twins left and right as Arga gets ready for the shotgun. Takes a step, turns and fires the screen. Over to the far side to catch at the 45-50. Gets the first down and then some out to the 40 on the spin move. And that will be about 16, maybe 15, depending on the spot.
Great blocking on the outside there by that outside receiver. I think Trevino was on the catch. But it may have been Jaquez out there.
It was Trevino. Mm-hmm. Oh, Jaquez. It was Jaquez, yes.
Okay, well, whoever didn't get the ball out there was the one that created the play because they put that corner on rails and just basically was railroading them all the way down the field.
6 of 11 for the Eagles passing game. That's 2 catches for Jaquez for 34 yards. Delay little on the game here now. 5th first down for the Eagles at the 30, make it the 42 of the Wildcats. Back to pass, 2-step drop. Argas going to let it fly on the far right sideline over the shoulder and getting a piece of the hand near the goal line. A dive. Sidewind dive, trying to get the catch, but it comes off the fingertips, and they have to chase it behind the end zone to bring it back for their official that time on the incomplete.
And, that was a design play where he was only reading half the field. That was his go-to receiver. If he had looked over at this side, there was one corner on 2 receivers. The safety was all the way inside the hash and could not even have made a play. That would have been a very easy toss out here for a touchdown.
Yeah, and he's been liking to loft that ball out to get those receivers to run underneath it. Go with the handoff to Bias. It breaks through to the 40, 35-30, far side, 25-20, 15. Tries to cut it back, 10, and dives forward to the 6-yard line.
Breaking ankles out there. He was running with Matthew Garcia, and Garcia was trying to keep up with him, and he kept turning him around. He'd be cut one way, cut the other way, and Garcia just kept turning his back, and couldn't keep up with him. Great run by Baeza.
35 yards on that one. That's 80, or make it 78 yards total on 3 carries. The 6th first down for the Eagles at the Lovington 6, 1st and goal. Double setback, shotgun. Holding the ball for a second, handoff around the left end to the 5. Stretching it out to the near sideline and tiptoeing into the end zone for the touchdown. Caden Trevino, as he came from the right, came around behind and got the handoff. As he's into the end zone, and the Eagles back up on the scoreboard. They want to get this to mercy roll looking like now, up by 30.
Yep, they're getting close in the territory.
So Trevino on the first score for him, first rush of the ball game from that right side of the field, coming in motion and getting the handoff. That will be the 4th rushing touchdown for the Eagles in this ball game. As we wait for the PAT, the kick is up. and the kick is good inside the left upright as it goes through for the Eagles. 8:06 remaining here in the third. 43-12. Hobbs up by 31 right now. They're just about 4 points away from the Mercy Roll clock. We'll come back with you in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. How long did you need?
30, please.
Just making sure. Ten. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Brian Urlacher Field. It's 43-12. The Eagles are all over the Lovington Wildcats. Here's the voice of those Eagles, tight friend.
So Baeza was a big run for the Eagles, a 35-yarder, and then capped off with another run coming for the Eagles from Trevino, a 6-yard pickup and a touchdown. Getting up by 33 now. Or excuse me, 31, I should say. Here's the kickoff from the 40. A little bit more air on this one. Caught at the 13, up the middle of the 20, 25, 30, and brought down by the side, right off the hip that time, and hit hard. And boy, that's a nice cover up there for the Eagles.
That was Singleton on the big hit right there. He's been bringing the hammer all night. Points to the sideline, beats his chest a little bit. Man, you heard the crowd say, ooh, on the Lovington side when he took that hit.
That was Josh Carrasco, the return man. He's kind of limping off the field on his own as he gets to the sideline for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he'll be icing that in the morning.
Clock to 8 minutes left in the third quarter. And boy, the second quarter really drug along there. A lot of incomplete passes from Lovington and getting out of bounds on some of the other ones.
Yep, absolutely. It's going to go a little quicker. It's already down to 8 minutes here in the third, and we score one more time. That clock's going to really roll. 1st and 10 from the 32 for the Wildcats. Twins left and right. Shotgun for Aranda. He hands it over. No, takes it himself on the left end. Tries to spin and gets sidewinded to the ground. He's going to lose a couple of yards back at the 30. So it's going to be about a 2-yard loss for Aranda. And one thing I'd like to say is there's been a lot of names that we weren't calling in the first half. And I really think that we were calling names that we hadn't really called much all season. I think the coach has been subbing a lot more than he usually does early in the game.
For Aranda, that's his 6th carry for 13 yards. Ball back at the 31. Actually, they're going to say -1 on that one. They're taking a lot more time in the huddle as Aranda, after running the ball all the way over to the left sideline, has got to run all the way back to the right to get the play call from Coach Gonzalez. And, boy, they're putting that kid through the motions there, aren't they?
Yeah. Sometimes you want to talk to your quarterback and give him instructions, but he's trying to slow the game down, too.
Bunch set on the right side, trips. Rolling right is Aranda. He wants to throw the football. He's going to air it out on the out route. Almost intercepted. A couple of Eagles get a piece of it up near the 40-yard line in Hobbs Eagle territories. That pass was intended but incomplete, knocked away from Matthew Garcia.
Yeah, and that's Isaiah Jackson on the coverage right there. He's the one that knocked it down.
They're now 10, or making 11 of 33 in the passing game are the Wildcats.
I tell you what, Jackson's closing speed is just amazing. Even when he makes a bad read, he ends up making plays because he's just so quick.
Once again, stops the clock on the incomplete pass. 6:59 left, third quarter. 43-12. Hobbs by 31. Need to get to 35 on the Mercy Roll clock. Send 3 receivers right and 1 to the left side for the Wildcats. Ronda will go in the backfield. Has a man on his left shoulder. Takes a good snap, 3-step drop. Shifting right, now he's going to throw it again to the near sideline. A spiral over the shoulder, catch at the 35, and brought out of bounds. As pulling it down for the Wildcats, that dubious number 6. We still haven't got his name yet.
And all 3 defensive backs that were on that side were talking because there was some sort of coverage blown. And they were all sitting there pointing at things and talking, trying to work out who was supposed to be over the top on that.
Looks like a 34-yarder for him, and that will move the chains for the Lovington Wildcats. That's their 10th first down, 12th reception on 34 attempts in the passing game for Aranda. Clock's now running at 6:35 remaining in the third. Double slot left and 2 on the right side. Bunch formation for the Wildcats. Shotgun to Aranda by himself in the backfield. He'll stand in the pocket. Now flushed out to the right side, to the sideline in front of the Wildcat bench. Throws a comeback coming to the 30-yard line. Receiver came back to help. And going to get a few yards out of this, and about 4 on the catch.
And both Singleton and Jackson converged on the receiver, and both of them hit the receiver at the same time as the ball arrived, popped it loose.
That was Ochoa out of the backfield. He has now 4 catches for 34 yards. We got a stoppage on the play. Is there a flag down, Coach?
I don't see a flag either, but,
3 officials having a discussion here.
They're trying to figure out where they're going to eat after the game.
I don't think that's the case. I'm not sure. Again, I see no flag out there, so I'm not sure what they're looking for here.
Now they're pointing to the center of the field.
Now they're pointing towards the Hobbs sideline for some reason, and maybe they're getting the head linesman to confer about something on the
I think the marker may have been mismarked somewhere. That's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to, it's second down and 10. It was not a catch.
Wait for the, oh, they said incomplete. Yes, the official's signaling up to the booth now, incomplete. So that 4-yarder for Ochoa is erased.
Yeah, it was obviously incomplete. The ball was rolling around on the ground.
This took a long time for the signal, though, and looks like Coach Gonzalez coming down on the field, and boy, he just marches up and down that sideline. He must lose about 20 pounds during games, trying to keep his team fired up to get back in this one. Down by 31, though, with 6:23 remaining.
My ADHD self was sitting there watching him go back and forth. It's driving me nuts.
Ball's at the 34-yard line for the Wildcats in Hobbs Eagle territory. Well, they bunch up 3 receivers on the right end, right near the line of scrimmage, and 1 on the left side. Shotgun, back to pass around a 3-step drop, throws the out route to the 30, a bobbled play there. I'm not sure if he got the control he needed, and they're saying no, he was on the sideline there in front of the Wildcat bench right. Incomplete off the juggle by Matthew Garcia.
Yeah, he never actually came down with it. The ball fell to the ground. Jackson was able to get there as he was bobbling it and kind of slung him around, and the ball went into the Lovington bench.
Only 1 reception here in the second half so far for the Wildcats. They've had a couple close ones, but just couldn't come down with them. 6:17 left in the third, 43-12 Hobbs. As again, waiting for the quarterback to make it to the huddle as he went talk to Coach Gonzalez.
Well, they're wasting as much time as they can, that's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of time they're wasting, though. It's not ticking off the clock. It's stopped, usually on incompletes or out of bounds. 3rd and 10, shotgun on the low one, picked up by Aranda. He's back to pass down the middle of the field, right to a defender, bobbled at the 10-yard line. The Eagles had an easy pick there, but unfortunately got a little bit too happy with the hands, and it dropped at the 10.
Jordan Chisholm there, perfect positioning. He was waiting on the ball like a center fielder. Didn't run under it this time. Made a great judgment call. Hit him right in the hands. And it's almost as if it was too easy. I mean, sometimes that happens. You're like, whoa, I've got this ball, and you're ready to start running, and you don't have it.
Yeah, he's definitely one to go to on the defense back deep. He had an interception, 1 this season so far. So incomplete pass for the Lovington Wildcats. As they're facing a 4th down and 10. They've had a lot of 4th down situations here tonight. Definitely going to go for it in Hobbs Eagle territory, though. Trips left, 2 receivers right. Shotgun around a low snap again, 3-step drop. Down the middle on the post route, overthrows his receiver that was open momentarily. Intended on that pass that time down the middle of the field. Would have been caught around the 10 if they would have completed it, but might have had a chance to go in the end zone. Ryan Weiser.
Yep. And
incomplete.
It was kind of a delay route. It kind of came forward, stutter step, then went across the middle, and had that ball been delivered, he'd had some yardage.
That'll turn over on downs for the 4th time tonight for the Wildcats. Eagles will take over at the 34. And like you said a few minutes ago, it would be nice to see the Mercy Rule start if they can get some momentum going here for the offense. Twins right, receiver left for the Eagles. Our guy going to get a shotgun, split formation backfield. Turns and fires that screen route to the 35, far side 40. Trying to cut back and getting through to 45. It should be enough for the first down as a pile moves across that first down marker there.
Yeah, Jaquez on the reception there. And again, Caden Trevino putting his man on railroad rails. He sit there, put him on the track, and drove him 10 yards up the field blocking. Awesome job by Trevino, and Jaquez making a good read.
All 3 catches for Jaquez been for double digits. He's got 45 yards on 3 catches. It's a 15 average, and that will be the 7th first down for the Eagles at their own 46. Center receiver left and 2 to the right side. Again, those split formation backfield is waiting for the shotgun is Argot. High snap. Head off to the tailback to the right side, hits one defender, then crashes into 3 or 4 more, and he's going to have a lot of people scrum piling on him and hopefully get some forward progress on the carry after the catch.
Yeah, and I think that was Armandadis on the carry there, number 7. I'm trying to get that number. These jerseys are very hard to see. Actually, it's Ethan Van Landingham on the carry. That was the first time I've seen them hit us in the backfield on a run play.
But that didn't stop him from getting that forward progress. 2 yards for Van Landingham. 2nd down and 8. It'll be at the Eagle 48-yard line. They're going to let some clock run here down to 5 minutes. They have a little bit of a cushion up by 31. Another score, at least a touchdown, would be putting it in mercy rule timing. Twins right, receiver left. Argot gets the shotgun, going to fake the handoff, takes it himself on the right end, spins at the 50 into Lovington territory, continues to move his feet. The Pistons firing that time and gets out to the 49 of the Wildcats.
Wildcat corner did a good job sloughing off the block out there and kind of containing Argot. Took away his running lane, and everybody else was able to get there.
Leads both teams in rushing, 7 carries for 117 for the quarterback. As they'll move it into Lovington territory at the 48. Looks like they might have given him 5 on that one. Put a receiver right, trips to the left side from the Lovington Wildcat bench. Single setback along with Argot in the shotgun. Takes his time, throws the screen left. It bounces off the ground, but it was a forward pass, so it is not a fumble. As, again, they've been throwing a bunch of those right to the line of scrimmage for much of this ball game. That's been the majority of their passing attempts so far.
Yeah, and it's been a good pass. It's been open. Blocks outside have been great.
It was incomplete as it hit off the turf, intended for Evan Ortega on the incomplete. 4:05 left here in the third, 43-12. Eagles got to get 4 yards to the Lovington 44. They're going to go for it. Twins trips left, single receiver right, same formation. As we're waiting for the shotgun. Argot fakes the hand up, throws the slant route, caught the 40, pulling to some defenders and somersaults ahead to the 34-yard line. That will be a first down and make it 14 total.
Ethan Van Landingham on the reception there, wide open across the middle. He just kind of got set in between the 2 linebackers, parked it, made the reception, and got the first down.
4 catches for 57 yards for Van Landingham. That's the 8th first down for the Eagles, middle of the field at the 34. They'll send those 3 receivers left again, one to the far right side in front of the Hobbs bench. Eagles going right to left on the radio dial or on your YouTube that you're watching. Shotgun, delay handoff, scampering right side, 30, 25, 20, 15, far sideline, 10-1 to beat, 5, breaks away from a tackle and scores a touchdown. That's going to be 34 yards.
Saul Armandadis there on the run. And, boy, when he got going, those feet moving, looked like he had a rocket in his rear because he was just blazing up the field.
So a 34-yard rushing touchdown, the second rushing touchdown for Armendariz. 2 carries for 44 yards. Unbelievable. That's pretty taking it to the bank there, Coach. 2 carries, you get in the end zone on both of them.
Yep.
As we wait the PAT, long delay on the snap. Kick is up and gets a little bit of the foot underneath it this time. Lifted us a bit, but Nathan Almanzo puts it through the uprights. 3:30 left here in the third. We will have a mercy roll clock starting up momentarily as Hobbs extends the lead to 38, 50-12 over Lovington. Come back with us on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. $60. $30. $10. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Brian Urlacher Field. It's 50-12. Your Eagles over the Wildcats. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
Another touchdown put on the board. Armendariz, 34-yard run, making it 50-12 here at Wildcat Stadium in Lovington. Battle of Lee County as the kickoff comes. A deep one this time, caught at the 7-yard line, brought up in the middle to the 15, 20, 25, or actually shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
That was beautiful. I loved it. It was a long kick. Wasn't like what Chacombe was doing, putting the end zone, but long kick. And where are they starting now? The 22?
Yeah, they've been averaging about the 40 in most of this first
almost the 50 half the time. You know what? I love the long kicks. They were able to cover. Even when they've gotten good run backs, they didn't get but to the 40, maybe the 35. So, I mean, you're giving your defense a better chance. I love it.
Hobbs with 5 unanswered touchdowns since the second quarter, so they definitely been piling it on with the 10-21 mark of the second. So that's pretty much been the difference in this ball game as the momentum shifted to the Eagles after a lackluster start in the first quarter. Twins right, 1 receiver left. 2 in the backfield along with the quarterback, and a handoff going to come around the right side as Aranda gets a handoff, but he gets piled into and might have got his chin knocked off there. Is taking a shot in the backfield, trying to angle from left to right, and saw his head kind of snap back as Ryan Weezer.
And there's the hammer again. It's Singleton. My Lord, he is putting licks on people all night long.
God, that almost could be a concussion status there. When you get hit in the chin that hard, that just kind of takes it out of you, and that will be Weezer being helped off the field.
Yeah, I mean, those are big hits that Singleton's bringing.
See, it looks like they get back to original line of scrimmage on that one. So Weezer, 2 carries for 6 yards, and I think he might be seeing some stars after that shot underneath that face mask.
Yeah, they're checking him out over there.
2nd down and 10 now from the 22-yard line. Eagles up 50-12. Clock is running continuously with the mercy roll. 35 is the mercy roll. 38 is the point spread right now. 2nd down and 10 as the Wildcats break their huddle. Twins left and right. Eagles have 4 in the box. They're going to start to jam the receivers at the line of scrimmage. Shotgun. Back to pass. Rolling right is Aranda. Double pump, and then he throws it out of bounds. Got hit from behind, so I think his arm was chopped as he tried to extend the throw there down the near sideline.
DeAndre Haynes with the pressure there. He's the one dragging him down.
Boy, tons of passing attempts here for Lovington in this one. Got 38 total, and they completed 12 of those. And that will stop the clock. No, it won't stop the clock. The mercy roll going on, so he can complete passes. It keeps on ticking. They've only completed 1 pass in the second half.
Yeah. Stop the
2 passes. Excuse me.
Rolling clock is brought to you by Rolex.
They've got 2 passes for 41 total so far here in the second half. 3rd down and 10 from the 23. Ronald has the Twins left and right, sends a man in motion left, now trips. Dances around the pocket, throws the out route, coming back to get it at the 37-yard line. That will be a first down. They're making 13 yards on the catch.
And, boy, he got to the turf real quick because he could feel those footsteps coming from behind him. Jordan Chisholm on the coverage.
Trying to check the number on that far sideline. I think that's a new first reception for him, too. As another jog to the sideline for the quarterback, Aranda gets the call from Coach Gonzalez.
Yeah, I think that was Anson Marquez that made that catch over there, number 22.
So 12 yards for Marquez. He's got 4 catches for 47 yards. That's the 12th reception. And a first down makes it number 11 at the 36. Shotgun. Aranda with a 3-step drop in the pocket, flushed right. He's looking for some out routes here if he can get to the sideline, right side. Throws it before he steps out and right in the turf at the 44 on the Hobbs Eagle or Lovington sideline. Nothing doing on that one. He's been pushed out to that sideline several times on both ends of the field and just not getting anybody open on the release.
Big Andre Alvarado out there doing the chase. And actually, it may have been Haynes. I don't see Alvarado out there. So that'd be Haynes again that did it, 56. They're similar numbers. Ball was intended to Angel Gonzalez. Isaiah Jackson on the coverage all over him.
2nd down and 2nd down and 10 from the 36. That's going to end the third quarter on the mercy roll clock, so that's going to speed things up just a bit, Coach. 50-12. Eagles up by 38 as we head to the finale live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube on the Hobbs Sports page.
You're clear. 30. $15. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back as the fourth quarter is about to get underway. 50-12, your score. The Eagles are beating the Wildcats. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
As the Eagles get ready to play some more defense here. Again, they've had 50 points in 3 of their 4 games so far. The only one they did get was the win against Clovis for the Eagles, 46-7 in that one. But since then, 69, 51, and tonight 50. They outscored their opponents 166-62 in the first 3 games of the season. Second down and 10 from the 35. Rolling right as Aranda wants to throw. Out route, caught near the first down marker by about a yard shy, though. Will be a 9-yard snag there at the 45, far right sideline.
Yeah, nice little pitch and catch. Gives them a chance to get close to that first down marker.
So they connect over to the far right side to Matthew Garcia. He gets 9 on that one. A little bit of an extended play there. 2 catches for 22 for him. That's the 14th reception for the Wildcats. And they're going to be short of the first down by about a half a yard. They need to get to the, looks like the 41, or make it the 46 of their own.
Yeah, third and short here. You know, they've tried to keep it on the ground, but they haven't got much when they went to the ground. They're going to go with an empty set, so I guess they're going to throw it here.
They got 4 receivers left, the quad package, one to the right side. Ronda by himself in the backfield. He's going to roll left. He wants to throw with the flood routes to the near left sideline. Gets it. Curl coming back to the sideline. A diving catch, and it's complete at the Eagle 42-yard line for the first down.
Yeah, and, you know, the 2 missed calls on that. There's a hold at the line of scrimmage, and probably should have had a PI on that as well.
So 15 yards on the reception. Who was that catch from? Is that 24, I believe?
Yeah, 22.
22. Anson Marquez gets 15 on that one. His second catch of the second half was a total of 62 yards on 5 receptions. 15 completed now for the quarterback, Aranda. First and 10, that is the 12th first down for the Wildcats at the Eagle 42 on the left hash. 4 receivers right, 1 left. Back to pass, 4-step drop. Aranda throws the out route to the sideline and catch at the 36. And that will be for 6 yards that time. It's coming up again with the catch is Marquez.
Yeah, they like going to Marquez right now. He had one-on-one with Bryce Navila over there.
So 6 for him. Now a total of 68 yards on 6 receptions. The 16th. It's now at the Eagle 36-yard line on the left hash. Brings up a second down and 4 for the Wildcats. Clock running with 9:50 left here in the fourth. First 0 clock as the Eagles are up by 38. 3 on the front line now for the Eagles defense front. Delay here on the shotgun by himself is Aranda. Stays in the pocket. He's going to let it fade on the left sideline. Looks like the receiver might have been getting held up, but a late flag.
He's out of bounds.
The back judge throws the flag after the play had ended. Line judge didn't call anything on that one.
They were 3 yards out of bounds.
Anson Marquez was the man that was running up the sideline, the receiver, and they called I guess they're going to call the hold. I don't know if the ball was in there. If the ball was in there, they're going to call PI out of that thing.
But here's my question.
They were out of bounds.
If they're out of bounds, are you allowed to do that? I mean, you can't re-enter.
Unless you're knocked out. I don't know if they consider that a knockout or not, but we'll have to wait and see here. Not supposed to knock guys out of bounds either unless it's a ball carrier or something.
Yeah, I didn't see the first part of it. I saw the last part of it, and they were both out of bounds running side by side.
Yeah, and I just think that they were kind of magnetic on that one. I didn't see any hold or grab from behind. That's a 15-yarder. They're giving a PI on that one, and I don't think Coach Stevens will be a happy camper after that. So Hobbs now only got their first penalty of the second half. That's 9 for a total, though. They go over 100, go to 100. 9 penalties for 100 yards at 85 in the first half. That will be a first down, 9, or make that 13 for the Wildcats. Twins left and right, shotgun, handoff up the middle, getting through the 20, 15, 10, spin down to the 7-yard line. We have first down pickup. Make it to 6, 15 yards up the gut. That's Ochoa.
We got a final coming in, Eunice 55, Hot Springs 13.
Big Mercero victory for the Cardinals. For Ochoa, that's his 10th carry for 26 yards. And that will be the 14th first down for the Wildcats at the Eagles 6. Clock's not in the favor of the Wildcats, though. They trail by 38 with 7:50 remaining. If they score here, Coach, that's going to get the clock stopped for that mercy rule.
That's what they're hoping to do.
Trips right, receiver left. Aranda waiting for the shotgun as a man behind him. That is Ochoa. Good snap, handoff. No, he takes it himself around the left end on the fake, heads it, stretches out to the left side pylon, and runs it across with a 6-yard score on the run.
And that was a play where they had the kill shot on him. That corner, that outside safety had snuck up, came hard on the blitz, and could have just absolutely tattooed him, but instead chose the wrong person. He went for the fake, and then they scored the touchdown.
So another score on the board for the Wildcats. They scored the first touchdown of the ball game and led 6-0. Had one in the second, a 21-yard pass to Cho in the first, 45-yard pass to Gonzalez in the second, and now in the fourth, a 6-yard run for the quarterback Aranda. Score now 50-18, a 32-point, or make it a 32-point lead. So it's underneath the 35 for the mercy roll, waiting for the shotgun from Aranda. He's going to roll right with it to the 10, throws it in the right corner of the end zone, wide open for a snag. No defender out there, the back left pylon. And so 2 are going to be tacked on for the Wildcats.
Number 87, Angel Gonzalez, on the reception in the back end of the end zone.
So now 50-18. 7:33 remaining in the game. The clock will stop. And we'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear.
Tiffany, can you send me a sponsor list, please?
Yeah. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Lovington. It's 50-20, 30-point lead for your Eagles. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
That was the first rushing touchdown of the ball game for the Lovington Wildcats as they get the 6-yard run from Aranda, the quarterback, and now a 30-point ball game in favor of the Eagles. 7:33 left here in the fourth. Hobbs coming in with a 3-0 record. Lovington at 0-3. And here comes the onside kick. It'll take a high bounce to the 50. Eagles get on top of it on the near sideline right in front of the Wildcat bench. Good hands team is out there taking care of business.
Chisholm went up high for it, but couldn't quite get tall enough. But waiting on the other side was Hector Armendariz.
So Eagles again have some good field position. Definitely going to run some clock hopefully in this series. They score, though. They get it back up to a mercy roll situation. Right now at 30, you need to get to 35. A touchdown would take care of that. It's actually shy of the 50 at the 49 of the Eagles at the right hash. Hobbs will send 2 receivers right and left. Argot will back up with Baez in the backfield. 3 on the front line for Lovington. Their 4 linebackers choking up, though. Back to pass, 2-step drop for Argot down the middle. Caught at the 31 on the post route, dragging defenders with them, and that will be a first down.
Good job by Jaquez there, getting that catch and getting what he could. He had a defender all over him, but he made sure to keep possession.
Jaquez with a 23-yarder is yet to have any catches of single digits so far. That's his 4th double of the ball game, and that will be the 9th catch for the Eagles. First down number 9 as well at the 27. Shotgun to Argot. Come back route to the 28, out to the far sideline, the 20, the 15, and run out of bounds. Should be enough for another first down. Is that Van Landingham on that far side?
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm trying to get that number. It's either that or Ortega. That was Ortega.
Yes. Kind of built the same with stocky on the top shoulders there. I'd see. They give him a shy on that one or give him a first?
It was shy of the first.
No, there's a flag
on the yeah, there's a hold over there.
Original line of scrimmage around the 28, 29-yard line.
They're going to march us back. They're going to get Van Landingham with the hold.
So 10-yard penalty against the Eagles. They've got a total of 10 in this game for 115 total yardage. Lovington with a total of 2 penalties, Coach, for 15. That was back in the first half.
Yep. I tell you what, the disparity between the laundry has not been the same tonight, that's for sure.
Coach, I think they called that a PI against the Eagles. I think I heard pass interference down there.
That's kind of crazy. Okay.
There's defensive pass interference in football, too, in the NFHS.
Offensive?
Or defensive, either one.
Well,
because if you push a cornerback that's trying to go up an INT something, that could be a PI against the offense.
Yeah.
1st and 25 now as a shot to the far sideline. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. The Eagles with the payback on that one. From the 43-yard line, it'll be a 43-yard pass play.
No hankies on that one.
Evan Ortega, the man with the football, as he caught it on the quick shot over to the far left sideline for the Hobbs Eagle bench.
They like what they saw last play, even though they called the penalty, so we came right back to it.
That's Ortega's first catch of the game for 43 yards and a touchdown. So he will get a chance. The Eagles get a chance here to increase the lead to 37. Back in the mercy roll regardless. Little curve on the kick and barely gets in the upside right for the score.
Yep.
6:56 left. The clock will run after the kickoff here. 57-20. Hobbs by 37 over Lovington. Back in 30 on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. Ten. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
57-20, your score. The Eagles beating the Lovington Wildcats. 6:56 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Here's the voice of your Hobbs Eagles, Ty Friend.
That was the second reception for Ortega. He's got 2 catches for 62 yards and that 43-yard touchdown. So definitely Eagles want to put this in the books as quick as possible. Of course, next week they got the homecoming matchup against Rio Rancho, who was in the state championship game last year, playing for homecoming. That'll be a 6:45 pregame, kickoff at 7. A lot of festivities. You're at Hobbs High this year, Coach. You're going to be involved with that, right?
Some of it, knowing that we're going to be doing the game, I didn't get assigned duties for it, but yeah, absolutely.
Kickoff going to go back deep to the 10, brought up the near sideline, 20, cut to the middle, 22 and down, or 21 down quickly. As the Eagles get some good coverage on the return man for the Wildcats. And that was for the blue and white Adam Sanchez, the wide receiver. But they're going to have the football, not their best position on the field tonight, at the 21.
Hey, another long kick, and great defensive situation for us. And on the coverage, the big hitter, Singleton.
Also the big tackler for this team as well. Of course, the one of the linebackers for the Eagles and the senior captain as well. 6:22 remaining. Clock is running with the mercy roll in effect. Hobbs up by 37, 57-20 over Lovington at the 20.5-yard line. Twins left and right, ready for the shotgun for Aranda. Fakes the handoff, takes it himself, angles left now to the sideline. 25-30, 35-40, 45-50, Hobbs territory 40, and knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Well, on that one, Hobbs had 10 men in the field. Somebody came running in late, and it was probably the person that was supposed to be playing linebacker on that side because they just ran into the first block, and there was a big hole there.
That's going to be 46 yards for Aranda. That's his biggest run of the night by far. His earlier one, the high was 8. That'll be the 15th first down for the Wildcats.
Hobbs got quite a few subs out there on defense.
They'll have the football. The Wildcats do it. The Eagles 33. Remember, they score again. That's going to get it back underneath mercy roll with the clock down.
Correct about that.
We started second half at about a little bit after 9 o'clock tonight. Long second quarter. Twins left and right for the Wildcats. Got both ends for the Eagles jumping off. And that's going to
3.
Yeah, they should get 15 yards for 5 each on that one.
That looked like something out of the movie Necessary Roughness, all 3 guys jumping right there.
So 11 penalties for the Hobbs Eagles now. They've had 3 in the second half for 35 yards, and now at a total of 120 in total yardage, more than a football field Still, the Wildcats holding a 2 for 15 in this game.
Yeah, I'd do it again. You know you've got Jay Veers and guys off the third team coming in right now. Why not just keep making them jump until they learn?
First down and 5 now from the 28 for the Wildcats. Twins left and right. Low snap. Runner steps back forward, throws it down the middle of the post route. The ball tipped, luckily, because there was a gap between the midfielder, defender, and the receiver. But if he wouldn't have tipped it, that would have been a catch around the 10-yard line.
And I believe on coverage, number 32, Tristan Davis, the one that jumped up there and got his paws on that.
Pass was intended in the middle of the football field that time to Angel Gonzalez. Incomplete. Again, that would have been about the 10. I think we'd had enough momentum to go in the end zone on that one.
Yeah, well, I don't know. If they'd have put it a little bit more on target, then safety may have come up. He was trucking in there. I don't know if he'd have got there in time.
They've had a total of 17 receptions in this ball game, have the Wildcats. And they're going to face a second down and 5 now from the 27. Shotgun low again. Aranda going to roll right. He wants to throw. Steps and throws from the 30 at the sideline. Out route, and boy, getting pasted. I don't know if the ball came out or not, but it looked like an initial catch at about the 14-yard line. We'll have to see if he held on to it.
Yeah, he didn't hold on to it. He was absolutely trucked by Isaiah Jackson. Jackson was kind of playing deep off of him, saw that ball come out of the quarterback's hands, and he just turned and burned on him, and he hit him and down. Yeah, he took about 10 yards trying to jog off the field and decided he just needed to sit down and wait for the health crew to come out there.
Yeah, he took him out right on the side of his body that time, probably part of the hip as well. And
Jackson's a player. I mean, with that speed, he's got some hitting ability, because anytime you have that amount of speed, you bring some power with it.
So they're tending to him out there about the 24-yard line. We'll take a quick break. 3:24 left here in the fourth. Hobbs up 57-20 over Lovington. Come back with us on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and on YouTube on the Hobbs Sports page.
You're clear.
Popped him up quick. What the heck?
Is this a 30 or a 60?
30, please.
Okay. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Back live after an injury timeout. The injured Wildcat was Elijah Rivera, one of the wide receivers, after the hard shot, as you mentioned, Coach. Jackson taking him out, and really the hit caused the ball to pop. I mean, that was a nice slam on that one.
And the ball went about 12, 15 yards. I mean, that ball just flew out of there. I mean,
right to the Hobbs sideline.
Yep.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Wildcats at the Eagle 28. Twins left and right. Eagles up by 37 here. Back to pass, 3-step drop. Rolling right is Aranda now to the 35. Throws it on the run. One hands it down there. Little shot put action off the fingertips of the intended receiver. Trying to get out was Hagan Lizardo, who's also a backup quarterback for this Wildcat team. Incomplete.
Yeah, Davis on the coverage there. He was a couple of yards behind trying to close in when the ball was delivered. Got a 4th down situation.
Yeah,
now.
4th down. Doesn't stop the clock because of the mercy rule. 2:35 and ticking here. 4th down and 5. As the ball's on the left hash at the 28-yard line. So Eagles going to run their record of 4-0, Coach, and has been that way for a long time.
No, it hasn't. And you know what? You can see it the first couple of games. This is a very, very, very special Hobbs squad.
Back up the line of scrimmage, the Wildcats. Trips right, receiver left. In the backfield, Aragon, Aranda rolls right, throws it on the run to the out route, caught at the 20 and out of bounds. Get the 1st down plus. Be a 10-yard pickup.
Yeah, and the corner over there disappeared. And they're coaching him up. They're talking to him right now. The corner over there was supposed to go under the route. He ended up staying with somebody across the middle, so the safety had to come back from over the top position and try to push him out.
That was Garcia with his 3rd catch, has 32 yards from the air. Ronda had to go from the far sideline all the way to the left here in front of us in the press box. So I guess he does a lot of cross country also, too, to keep up with this.
Some football players run cross country the next day. Not many.
1st down for the Wildcats. That's their 16th of the ball game. They're at the 19-yard line. Rolls the snap, but picking up And taking it is Aranda, runs around the left side of the 20, throws it to the middle of the end zone. The catch is made for the Wildcats, and that will be a touchdown, a 19-yarder.
And that was just one of those plays that he's kept it alive, running around. You kind of did what Patrick Mahomes does there. You just keep that play alive until the receiver comes open.
So score the touchdown and making the snag for the Wildcats to get 6 more points on the board, Angel Gonzalez. 19 yards on that one. That's his 3rd catch for 67, and his 2nd touchdown. He had a 45-yarder in the first half for a score.
Yep, and we're back down to 31.
1:11 remaining in the contest. The Wildcats with probably their last chance to score at the PAT, unless they're going to go an onside. Yeah,
they're going for 2.
They'll go for an onside kick after that.
They're not giving up.
Twins left and right. In the backfield, waiting for the shotgun is Aranda. Has a man in motion right to left. Corner of the end zone, flips it over, and it's knocked down the middle of the end zone. Short throw that time, and he might have lost a little velocity on that one. It looked like kind of flicked it with his wrist sideways and jumping in the air, and not where he wanted it to go. Incomplete.
Yep, and the outside linebacker that was on that ended up engaging a lineman, but he kept his shoulder free. He kept that shoulder outside the play and kept working outside. He took away Aranda's ability to run it in.
1:11 remaining after the missed 2-point conversion. Hobbs still leading, though, 57-26, a 31-point lead. And we'll be back in 30 seconds live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube on the Hobbs Sports page.
You're clear. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Urlacher Field. It's 57-26. The Eagles are up. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
Eagles on the verge of getting to their homecoming game next week with a 4-0 record. In a 31-point lead at this point. Last year, the Eagles winning 46-0. Prior to that, Lovington with a couple of wins, 19 and 21. 2019, they win by 26-zip, and then they beat the Eagles by 3, 28-25 in 2021. Eagles before that had a 7-game win streak. And prior to that, 2009 to 2011, Lovington by 3. Onside kick. And it's short by about a yard, but the diving play for the Hobbs Eagles, they knew if it would have bounced again, that could have come off somebody, and nice coverage there to get the ball back.
And Chisholm was the one that did the great job bringing it down, but I want to say the other guy next to him, who's not on the roster, there's a 39 out there, gave him protection. He came up and blocked ahead of him, protected Chisholm as he went down. That was a great play.
They got in Lovington territory. Again, just about, 3 or 4 snaps, and this game is going to be over at the Wildcat 49. Lovington have 3 in the box here. And our guy is back in shotgun unless they brought Callaway in. Let's see what the number is. That is Callaway, I believe. He's going to fake the handoff. No, he does give it off around the left end of the 45 to the 40, stretching it out. And that will be close to a first down, about a 9-yard pickup on that far left side.
That was Saul Armendariz. No touchdown this time, but still a good run.
So Armendariz gets about 9 on that one. Again, he had 2 carries, 1 for 10 for a score, 1 for 34 for a score, 1 in each half. Now has 9 on that one. That's 53 yards on a total of 3 carries. Second down and 1 for the Eagles. Now at the Wildcat just inside the 40. And that is at the quarterback position, as I mentioned just a second ago. Owen Callaway, the junior quarterback, 6'1", 160. He's underneath the center. He's just going to kneel it down and let that clock expire. That's 26 seconds. That should be enough, hopefully, to finish up this ball game.
All she wrote. Fat lady started to sing.
And the Hobbs Eagles go to 4-0 on the season with 10 seconds left on the scoreboard to beat the Wildcats 57-26, and the overall record and the series 54 wins and 28 losses. That's the Hobbs Eagles win-loss record, their 54th win in this series. This is the 82nd game between the Hobbs Eagles and the Lovington Wildcats. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube, the Hobbs Sports page.
You're clear. Two minutes.
Another minute, please.
Okay. Two minutes. One minute.
One more minute.
Okay. One minute. $30. $15. $10. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. The game's over. Hobbs Eagles with a big win over Lovington tonight, Ty, and Eagles run their record to 4-0 in the season. The Lovington Wildcats dropped to 4-0, and it was a nice game to watch. You know, Lovington kept it a game for a little while, but in the end, Hobbs just had too much power for them.
Yeah, they definitely did. I mean, it was a 6-0 ball game early on, 21-yard pass to Ochoa for Lovington, then Eagles with 2 unanswered touchdowns, a 51-yard pass to Trevino, 34-yard run for Baeza. Eagles up 14-6 at the end of one. Lovington did get a big passing play in the second quarter, a 45-yarder from Aranda to Gonzalez to get back a little bit in the game. Didn't get the extra point, though. But at this point, the Eagles just turned it all on as they got the next 5 unanswered touchdowns, 50-yard run from Argot. Hawkes a 20-yard pass, 10-yard run for Armendariz. Trevino, a 6-yard run, and Armendariz again with a 34-yard run. So a couple guys getting more than one touchdown in that series. Again, 5 unanswered scores into the third quarter. And the fourth, Lovington, a 6-yard run, scored, and then the Eagles pretty much wrapped it up from there.
Yeah, and, you know, it's one of the games that's a trap game. We talked about that earlier where you're playing your rival, you know, they're 0-4, or they're 0-3, you're 3-0. And you come out flat, and all of a sudden you're in a dogfight, and it's nice to see that we were able to recover, hold them off, get the win, but Lovington did all they could.
Let's take a look at some of the numbers here unofficially for the Wildcats. Aranda, the quarterback, 8 carries for 66 yards, and that thanks to a big 46-yarder late in the ball game and a 6-yard touchdown run for him as well. So pretty respectable numbers there, about 8+ in terms of per carry for him. Ochoa, 10 carries for 26 yards. In fact, he had 180-some last week in that loss to Santa Teresa. But tonight, the Hobbs Eagle defense, a little bit too much to handle there.
Yeah, they did a great job stopping the run, especially with a team that's got 2 rushers that, put those 180 yards marks up. Did a good job of containing that and forcing Lovington to pass.
Garcia 2 for 9 in the running game, and Weezer 2 for 6. So they finish up with 22 carries, 107 yards in the rushing department. Is that pretty respectable for the Eagle defense?
No, absolutely. You know, you give up 107. The goal is to keep people, under the 280 mark. That's kind of where I always set my defense at. If you can keep them under 280, you've done a pretty good defensive job.
Boy, 54 pass attempts tonight for the Lovington Wildcats. They're able to convert on 19 of them, so that's not the best stat in the world in terms of the percentages. But a lot of guys getting a chance to catch some passes in this game. The dubious number 6 had 1 for 34, didn't get a name on him. Garcia went 3 for 32 with a long of 13. Weiser had 2 for 23, a long of 16. Marquez, the big numbers tonight, 6 of 68, and 5 of his 6 receptions were for double digits with a long of 15. So he was their most consistent receiver out on the field. Ochoa coming out of the backfield had 3 catches for 30 yards with a touchdown snag in the first half for 21. Gonzalez had a big one in the first half for 45 yards and a touchdown and finished with 3 for 66. Had another score for 19 on a reception. So 2 TDs for Gonzalez. And that was about it for positive catches in this ball game. 19 out of 54, as I mentioned, for Aranda at the quarterback. They had 1 INT, gave up the ball 4 times on downs, and had 15 first downs, which is pretty respectable for this squad that has to kind of play up going against the Eagles, who are 2 divisions ahead of them.
Yeah, early on, though, the Eagles were really substituting big on the defensive side. Didn't see Alvarado in there for a long time. You didn't see Jackson. Didn't see Nathan Ciceros, I think, at all this game. You had people that we hadn't called all season, out there playing. So the Eagles had to work out a little bit in the secondary.
Only 2 penalties for the Wildcats for 15 total, so they definitely kept control of what they were doing out there in terms of the flags flying, mostly against the Eagles, who had a total of 11 penalties for 120 yards, more than a football field out there. Unfortunately, 5 of those for 15-yarders variety too. So. That's one thing they'll be looking at the tape to make sure what they can correct there. But let's take a look at the rushing numbers first. Argot with 113 at halftime. Only had a carry for 5 in the second half, but 7 total, 118 yards, triple digits, and most of that was done before we got to the third quarter.
Yeah, when Argot gets free, man, he is one hard person to take down.
Baeza went 3 for 78. He had a touchdown for 34 and another rush for 35 in the second half. Didn't score, but still big numbers there.
Oh, yeah, the Tornado, you're going to end up with yards per carry that's just through the roof on that, and he's a very dangerous back.
Yeah, 26 in terms of that tonight on the average there. Armendariz went 3 for 53. 2 of those 3 carries for touchdowns of 10 and 34. And that's another guy that a defense has to pull their hair out about.
Yeah, and, when you have such a 3-pronged rushing attack, it's hard to key in on any one guy. You never know who's going to get the ball.
Starting to turn the stadium lights out here at Wildcat Stadium. Trevino hit 1 run for 6 yards, which scored a touchdown. That's a pretty good average there. And Van Landingham had a carry for 2 yards. Unofficially, Eagles was 16 total, 256 yards on the ground tonight. Pretty even, 238 in the passing game, so good balance there.
Yeah, and you like that balance. You never know what we're going to do.
On the passing department here, let's get down the numbers. 2 guys getting 4 catches apiece. Jaquez, 4 for 68. All 4 of his catches were for double digits. Didn't score a touchdown in the passing game, but Mr. Consistency with those hands.
Yeah, it's great to have all these receivers to go to. You never know who's going to be our leading receiver on any given night.
Van Landingham, 4 for 57. He was just 1 pass shy of having double-digit average on each of them, 11, 24, 14, and 8. So 57 for him. Ortega had 2 catches for 62, including a 43-yard touchdown snag and a 19-yarder. And last but not least, Trevino, 1 for 51, but that scored as well.
Yeah, that was a big one, too.
So 4 receivers coming down with passes, but still they're able to convert on 11 of 18 off the arm of Argot for 238 yards, which is just shy of 500 total yards, 494 tonight unofficially for the Hobbs Eagle offense.
That's a good night.
Coach, talk a little bit about the defense out there tonight. And in terms of shutting down Lovington, they did get 359 and really throwing the ball all over the place. I mean, didn't see as many passes that in the past that we saw in this game, but they sure lit it up and really kind of challenging the secondary through much of it.
This is a great game to really discover ourselves. Our secondary's been very strong, but they've rotated a lot of people in, and that's going to be great for our depth as the season goes on.
Coach, next week the Eagles will be at home at Watson Stadium. They've got Rio Rancho coming to town, who sits right now in 5th, right behind the Eagles in the Max Preps Bowl at 2-1 on the season. Hobbs, of course, at 3-0. Rancho in the championship game last year, but all the top 5 or 7 actually of the Max Preps Bowl, 3 of these teams have kind of beat each other. So I mean, it's going to be a pretty tasty into the pre-district schedules coming up.
I think that Rio Rancho is the test that we need at this point in the season. We're going to learn a lot about ourselves next week.
Of course, homecoming, is that the scourge? Is that something you as a head coach like to do, and or is it something you kind of avoid? I know there's kind of a mixed bag what coaches say about those games.
I am not a big fan of what homecoming brings. I can remember being part of a coaching staff. We were 63-point favorites and lost by 3. And it's just it can count against you if you get caught up in the activities and the hoopla and forget you got to play a football game.
Of course, a lot of teams will say, or fans actually will say, that most home squads wanted to sandbag those homecoming games and take a weakling. But I don't know. You already knew Rio Rancho has had some good teams in the past, but why would you schedule from homecoming, the question?
Well, here's the thing. Homecoming schedule one of 2 ways. You schedule the easiest team on the schedule to make sure you win your homecoming game, or you schedule one of the hardest teams on your schedule so that you can say, hey, we want to win our homecoming game. This is who we're playing.
And, of course, Hobbs with no slouch in Centennial, who's at the top of one of the top teams in the state as well. So there's, a good mix of squads, and there's some other ones out of Las Cruces, too. Of course, I think Oñate is doing pretty good, or that's not their name anymore. What is it?
Oregon
Mountain. There we go.
They're going to get a test tonight, so I'm kind of curious how they did. I think they had one of the other top teams tonight. I might have to pull that up on Max Preps real quick before we get off.
Yeah, Rio Rancho comes in with a 2-1 record, and tonight they were taking on, I believe that was Oregon Mountain.
That was Oregon Mountain. That's the one.
You got it right. That's a live game right now, I think, still going on. Of course, they have to make the road trip down to Watson Stadium, though, which is a little bit of a push there, about 5 hours on the bus, so that can kind of figure into your situation. Here's the score for you, Coach. Third quarter, Rio Rancho 20, Oregon Mountain 10, so doubling up on the Las Cruces squad.
There you go. It tells you how good Rio Rancho is.
And how improved Oregon Mountain is, too. Rancho is at home in that game, and that They said they got 11 minutes to go. They just hit the fourth quarter, so they're a minute in.
I believe that last year when we played Morgan Mountain, that was a game that we ended up going home early on. I thought we,
yeah, they're definitely improved. So anyway, got the win here tonight to put the game in the books. Mercy roll victory for your Hobbs Eagles as they march on to their 4-0 record here, and a pretty impressive game as they get the Mercy roll win, Coach.
Yep, absolutely. I want to thank Jonathan Allen for doing our filming tonight, Branson Coltrane running the scoreboard and being a spotter for us tonight, and, of course, Tiffany Stuber back at the station, our wonderful engineer.
And finally, to wrap up with our sponsors as well, keeping these broadcasts going live for you on more than one access place, Lee County State Bank, TDS Telecom, Forest Tire, Hobbs Express, Robinson & Associates, Thriftway Grocery, First American Bank of Hobbs, Lasco Construction, also Eunice Pump and Supply, NMR Pipeline, Rent-A-Center, and Devon Energy. Until next Friday night for homecoming, 6:45 pregame at Watson Stadium. Thanks for listening to Hobbs Eagle Football on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube on the Hobbs Sports page.
Great play.
Great job tonight, Tiff. Thank you.
Thanks.
That's it, Jeff.
See you.